Joy Harjo is a poet, a memoirist, an editor, a musician, and a performer. And as you all know, I'm sure, the 23rd US Poet Laureate, the first Native American to hold that position. She has won lots of awards, but I just want to highlight a few of them for you here. Her memoir, Crazy Brave, won the Penn Literary Award for Creative Nonfiction and the American Book Award. The anthology, which she co-edited, Reinventing the Enemy's Language, Native Women's Writing of North America, was named one of the London Observer's Best Books of 1997. She's the recipient of the Ruth Lilly Prize from the Poetry Foundation for Lifetime Achievement, the Wallace Stevens Award from the Academy of American Poets for Proven Mastery in the Art of Poetry, the William Carlos Williams Award from the Poetry Society of America, and United States Artist Fellowship. But in addition, Joy Harjo is a musician and a performer. She travels and performs with her saxophone, sometimes by herself, sometimes with her band, the Aerodynamics, and she has 5 award-winning CDs, including Winding Through the Milky Way, which won the Native American Music Award for the Best Female Artist in 2009. In 2014, Joy Harjo was inducted into the Oklahoma Writers Hall of Fame. And of maybe some special interest to our group here today, she has collaborated for some time in the council community, and she has worked with Oklahoma Humanities, designing and leading programs, notably part of the Let's Talk About It series. Her latest publication is a volume of poetry entitled An American Sunrise. It's my pleasure to introduce Joy Harjo.
Meadow, thank you so much for that introduction and for inviting me here to be part to help open this gathering. So, Henje Stongo, I want to start with a land acknowledgement. The purpose of a land acknowledgement is to bring into the present moment the origins and original keepers of a place, to bring us all into a circle of understanding and respect, to make a fresh place on earth and in time from which an event proceeds. Because I speak to you from Tulsa, Oklahoma, or Tallahassee, or town in the Muskogee language, I begin here. Tulsa is a convergence of 3 Native nations, the Muskogee Creek Nation, the Osage, and the Cherokee nations. Oklahoma is a Choctaw word that means red people. We honor the original keepers of these lands, which means to honor those who care and cared for the gifts of earth, gifts which continue to feed, shelter, and clothe us. This earth is also the giver of inspiration, ideas, materials for our arts, our stories, and our creations. With the context of an expanded time and space, we come to understand that there is no end to the need for caring, the need for each successive generation to acknowledge and respect life. This is where we start when we speak of humanities. The first humanities scholars were the original indigenous keepers. Then, like now, they were the ones who cared for various knowledge bases, literatures, and histories. They fostered the creation, sustenance, and the passing on of that which makes us human. Because of them, and because of the efforts of many in the field of humanities, we are here. A living, healthy society, much like a healthy biosystem, takes care of the roots or foundational structure, even as it continues to reach out with new shoots for fresh ideas, designs, and knowledge to feed the minds and spirits of a people. In a healthy system, there is diversity. There is an exchange between inside and outside, between past, present, and future. Everyone profits in such a system. There is no hierarchy or caste system. Everyone has a place. In a healthy society, the humanities are central to preservation, education, and public cultural health. When we were assembling the digital map for my Library of Congress project of mapping contemporary Native poets, living nations, living words, we used a map that contains no visible political boundaries, delineating states or cities, not even the names of rivers, mountains, or other geographical features. The map is the color of earth and water. We can imagine trees, rivers, lakes, oceans, fields, and mountains. This alternative mapping project, a project meant to change the narrative of our use of language and its relationship to land, is a deliberate shift to the way we approach and experience the story of our living on this planet. The map is then no longer marked by brokenness. There are no fences, no lines of ownership, and the presence and continuity of humanity is marked by poetry, by human voices. In this digital room, I keep imagining all of us together at the kitchen table. We have our favorite foods in front of us. We are meeting freely. There is no need for masks. We are sharing in nourishment with gifts from the earth, with ideas, stories, history, and songs. Everyone in society has access and is included in concept and creation. We are many generations, and many generations of ancestors stand behind us, sharing with us. The world begins at a kitchen table. No matter what, we must eat to live. The gifts of earth are brought and prepared, set on the table. So it has been since creation, and it will go on. We chase chickens or dogs away from it. Babies teethe at the corners. They scrape their knees under it. It is here that children are given instructions on what it means to be human. We make men at it. We make women. At this table, we gossip, recall enemies and the ghosts of lovers. Our dreams drink coffee with us as they put their arms around our children. They laugh with us and at our poor falling down selves as we put ourselves back together once again at the kitchen table. This table has been a house in the rain, an umbrella in the sun. Wars have begun and ended at the kitchen table. We have given birth on this table and have prepared our parents for burial here. At this table, we sing with joy, with sorrow. We pray of suffering and remorse. Perhaps the world will end at the kitchen table while we are laughing and crying, eating of the last sweet bite. Behind and within each of us, individual and as cultural entities, stands a long line of dreamers, artists, thinkers. Within and through each is a network of plants, animals, natural forces that nourish and give mind, heart, and spirit sustenance. Let's acknowledge them and thank them as we begin. Let's acknowledge these beautiful lands which have made a place for people and nations from all over the world to come together and find a way. Let's acknowledge again the original keepers of these lands. We did not disappear. We are not in the past tense. And let's acknowledge this gathering room, digital as it is, the spirit of the room, and say, Mado, thank you for all that is moving here with us. Acknowledge the gift of your own mind, spirit, and body, and remember to take good care always for these vehicles of movement into understanding, knowledge, and compassion. And acknowledge our teachers, those whose work and knowledge have brought us here to envision and work together for this next chapter of weaving the importance of cultures and humanities into the story of what it means to be citizen of this country and this world. Well, thank you.